Alright, so today we'll discuss about responsibility accounting. Okay, so very important that in the responsibility accounting is to be able for us to understand that you should become or you should be responsible and you should be accountable, particularly in your organization. Okay, sige, let's start. Okay. Alright. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng responsibility accounting, no? So, nakalagay diyan, no? In the responsibility accounting, ang sabi, it should be responsible. At the same time, accounting daw is more on accountability. Meaning to say, responsibility is more on responsible, accounting is more on accountability. Okay. Meaning to say, if you are responsible, if you are accountable, no? You are, again, liable or accountable sa ating organization. Okay. Pero may question, paano? Paano mo masasabi that you are responsible, that you are accountable? Dalawa lang po yan, class. Number one, if you have, so number one, if you have the power to incur the cost, if you have the power if you have the power to incur the cost, and that's you are responsible and you are accountable. Ano pa? Number two, if you have the authority, okay, to make transaction. If you have the authority to make transaction. Kaya class, if you notice, no, in your responsibility accounting, very important yung ating tinatawag na controllable cost versus non-controllable cost. Wala na po yung sa cost behavior natin na tinatawag nating variable and fixed. No? Yes, variable, it will change. Diba? It will change regardless of the activity level. While fixed cost will not change. Dito wala na. No? Ang usapan dito is that dapat controllable. Meaning to say, it is within your control. You have the power to incur the cost. You have the authority to make transactions. Wala nang ganun-ganun. No? That's why a variable cost or fixed cost can be controllable cost. Or it can also be non-controllable cost. Okay. Sige. Dito class, very important yung tinatawag nating decentralization. What do you mean of decentralization? Ibig sabihin po ng decentralization, ibig sabihin yung presidente, no? Yung president mo, then we have your VP, no? So you have your vice president, correct? And then you have your manager, you have your manager, you have your manager, hanggang supervisor, okay? So you have your supervisor, then yung pinakapanghuli, yung ating staff. Ano po ang ibig sabihin, no? It is within the organization, no? Yung presidente ay bahala sa kanya-kanyang vice president. Vice president for finance, vice president for sales, for operations, for logistics. Yung VP naman, siya bahala kay manager. Sa manager naman, siya bahala kay supervisor. Supervisor naman, siya bahala kay staff. Okay. So, yan ang ibig sabihin ng decentralization. Hindi po si presidente ay napunta pa kay staff. Si presidente ay napunta pa kay supervisor. Hindi po ganyan ang responsibility accounting. Ano ang tawag dito? Centralization. We will not use centralization. No? What we are using is decentralization. Okay. So, paano yan? Okay. Kaya nga class, importante rin and centralization, no? Please take note, decentralization, yung tinatawag nating goal congruence. Ibig sabihin, the importance of the staff, the importance of the supervisor, hindi habang buhay, ikaw ay staff. Darating ang time, ikaw ay magiging presidente ng company. That's the importance of goal congruence. All of us have goal to become successful. The importance of staff, supervisor, manager, and vice president. Okay. And with this, as part of the goal congruence and decentralization, may tinatawag din tayong responsibility center. Hindi po nawawala, no? If we are talking here of responsibility accounting, yung tinatawag nating responsibility center. Ano yung responsibility center? Number one, we have our, sige, wag na muna yung profit. I'd go first with cost center. Okay. So, ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng cost center? Gagawin mo lang ay mag-incur ng cost. Wala nang iba. There's no revenue, no? Kaya nga cost center. So, only cost. Okay. So, ano yung mga sample ng cost center? Yung mga support service department. Sino-sino po ito? Tayo, accounting department. We have our finance department. We have our accounting department. Magkaiwalay po ang finance sa accounting, ha? In theory. But in reality, isa lang po yan. Okay. But in the board exam, magkahiwalay, ha? So you have finance, accounting, human resource, logistics, no? Ginagawa natin ay mag-incur lang to ng cost. Wala nang iba. Then also, we have our profit center. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng profit center? Ibig sabihin ng profit center is that we incur costs, at the same time, we earn revenue. Kaya nga profit. Revenue minus cost is you have your profit center. Sino-sino po yung profit center? Yung ating sales and marketing department. Diba? Yung ating sales and marketing department. So sila po yung ating profit center. Okay. O class, nandito po yung computation. Okay. So in terms of your profit center, no, cost or revenue man yan, or sales and marketing department man yan. Okay? How do we compute for contribution margin? Profit center can be computed as sales minus yung ating variable cost. Sige, sorry. So you have our variable cost. Pag sinabing variable cost, total po yan. Okay? Then we have our contribution margin. Correct? Okay. Then also class, we have our fixed cost. Class, ito yung kanina. Ito yung dati, no? About net income. Sige. Complete pa rin natin. Then we have our net income. Ito po yung ating CM format. O ngayon, class, in terms of our responsibility center, specifically your profit center, ito po yung formula natin. Sales minus variable cost. Class, ito na yung makakaiba nila. Then, we have our contribution margin. Okay? Yan. Ito class yung pagkakaiba nila. Dito class, we will now have your controllable fixed cost. In your fixed cost, we have controllable fixed cost. And with the controllable fixed cost, yan na po yung tinatawag natin controllable margin. Okay. Ibig sabihin, hiniwalay na po natin ang non-controllable fixed cost. Yung non-controllable fixed cost, nandito na po yun sa baba para sa pag-compute natin ng segment margin, no? Or net income. Ha? Sige. O class, ito yung importante, ha? Controllable margin. We will minus yung ating non-controllable fixed cost. Okay. And that would be class your segment margin or simply your net income. Segment margin or your net income. Okay. Kaya lang class, hanggang dito lang po tayo, no? With a controllable margin. Tandaan yan, ha? Compute for the controllable margin. Kailangan lang dyan yung ating controllable fixed cost. Okay? Sige. Number 3 tayo. Number 3, yung tinatawag nating investment, okay, center. Okay. So ano po yung ibig sabihin ng investment center? Yes, we have our cost, we have our revenue. From the word itself, investment, kasama po yung investment. Ibig sabihin, as cost and revenue, at the same time, we have our investment. Ibig sabihin, we consolidate all our costs, we consolidate our revenue, at kasama po ang ating investment. With the investment class, ano yung example ng investment center? Yung tinatawag nating, or yung ating head office. Kasama yung head office. Of course, sila yung bahala in terms of cost and revenue. Sila din yung bahala in terms of investment. Siyempre, yung ating board of directors at yung ating top management, sila po yung investment center. Nandito rin yung mga tanong in the CPA board exam. Specifically, number 1, yung ating return on investment. How do we compute for return on investment or the ROI? Medyo tatlo yon, no? Letter A muna. Yung ating controllable margin. Kasi may mga time, hindi given yung controllable margin. May mga time, ang given ay operating income. Controllable margin divided by, di ba? We compute na for controllable margin kanina, no? We compute for the average operating assets. So, ano naman yung operating assets? Okay? Operating assets is simply your current assets plus yung ating property, plant, and equipment. It should be average. Okay? May mga time din, sa or to may mga time hindi given yung controllable margin, hindi naman given yung average operating assets, pero ang given ay operating income. Just divide it by your average total assets. Yan. May letter C pa yan, class. Or na naman to, ha? In the return on investment, may mga time hindi given ang operating income, average total assets, okay? May mga time hindi po yan given. Pero ang given po ay yung profit margin, saka yung ating what you call that? Yung uh, turnover assets. Okay. Alam niyo ba, class, no? Yung profit margin or return on sales I just simply multiply it by asset turnover. Yan na po ang formula natin ng return on investment. How do we compute for profit margin nga? So, to be consistent with letter B, I'll put operating income. Di ba? Pag sinasabing profit margin, always your operating income. Just divide it by sales to, or profit margin to, di net sales. To be multiplied by, di ba pag asset turnover, lagi po yan net sales. Di multiply natin ng net sales. Divided by asset to, the average total assets. O class, algebra. Tanggalin mo yung net sales, tanggalin mo yung net sales. Ano matitira? Operating income just divided by your average total assets. Teka lang, di ba sir, this one is also your letter B? Yes. Meaning to say, the operating income divided by average total asset is simply your profit margin or return on sales. Just multiply it by asset turnover. Yes. Yan. So hopefully, uh, you learned more no, about this responsibility accounting and the responsibility center. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.